Hi everyone, Schoolhouse Intuitive. I'm here with a Libra new moon reading for the Libra Collective, any placement of Libra. So this new moon is taking place October 21st. Let's see what we have for you by way of tarot and oracle card messages. I will also share intuitive messages that I receive throughout the reading. So Libra, it's kind of a cosmic reset, right? It's about what we represent, really. Balance, beauty, harmony, authentic connection. Oh, all themes about Libra. Now it says conclusions are in reach here on this card. So this could be a time, Libra, like all full moons really, where you're setting new intentions, right? You've closed out the full moon cycle a couple of weeks ago with that Aries full moon, super moon in our opposite sign. And now maybe you're thinking of launching something new, or at least setting some sort of intention around things that could have to do with Libra themes like justice, relationships, peace and harmony within oneself or externally even. So let's see what else we have. So those are kind of general energetic themes of this new moon. Don't let the past hold you back. Right. So it's all about the newness. So throughout the reading, we'll find out, what really needs our attention. What is there any imbalance? Is there anything we need to surrender to? Is there a truth we need to speak of? Look at how we can have more peace and harmony and truth and justice. We've worked through your fears. And we're already getting some advice from Spirit about not letting the past hold us back and working through what we've once been afraid of. Oops, I have one that fell on the floor. And this one says, the answers you need are coming. So this is good as far as knowing, what's supporting us during this full moon. And it looks like we'll be getting new information. And it could require us to then make adjustments, or it might inspire us. It could require or inspire us to make some sort of adjustments. So put this card away, that card away. Lots of cards. Let's see, what do we have for Libra? I'm using the Tarot of the Cosmic Seed by Lalanya Simone. Tarot of the Cosmic Seed. Messages for the greatest, highest good of the Libra Collective. Thank you so much for being here. It's our final 24 hours of Libra season. Okay, so you have the Messenger of Wands. And as I already used that word, inspire. And here's the Page of Inspiration. Page of Wands. Some sort of action maybe. Perhaps we're feeling a little more daring. Let's see what else we have for the lovely Libra Collective. Just a shout out to all of you who support this channel by way of subscribing, membership, hyping the video, commenting, liking the videos. Thank you so much for tuning in. You also have the action of coins. So this would be the Knight of Coins. So we have a couple of court cards already out. And the Knight of Coins, with regard to not letting the past hold you back, it's like you don't have to go back to something that's uncomfortable. And you don't have to necessarily make these changes that you're hoping to make quickly, but we are encouraged to, be inspired and take some sort of action and be open to adventure. What else do we have? Feel free to explore. And we have the Devil energy here, and that's underneath working through your fears. And you'll notice this person's in a cage. So is there anything now making you feel trapped blocked in, locked in. Anything making you feel weighed down and attached in an unhealthy way. You'll notice that we don't see the person's arms. We do see the key. So there's a question maybe to ask yourself. Am I capable? Can I free myself from whatever this devilish energy is for you? It could be obsession. It could be dependency in some way. It's just this need for restoring control, getting your independence back, flying free. How can we feel lighter and less like controlled, stuck. A lot of the times this devil energy, it's not real. It's something that, maybe something that we feel has been forced upon us or inherited in some way, or something stemming from childhood. But a lot of the times it is an illusion, and it has to do with fears keeping you stuck, right? Mental torment sometimes too, either within or externally. So it can really be so many different things. Basically, it's like whatever you don't want more of, that's what the devil is, Unhealthy attachments, right? Where are you feeling chained to something that you don't want to feel chained to anymore? Maybe setting some new intentions in that regard. And there's the Mastery of Cups. And that's what's underneath that. Answers you need are coming. And the Mastery of Cups, so that would be the King of Cups if it were traditional tarot. And this is an energy of emotional control. So you're regaining control. Anything making you feel stuck, trapped, helpless, hopeless, getting yourself out of that cage. You're freeing yourself, partly by keeping your dreams alive. That's why it would be a good idea to write out some manifestations, your intentions for this new moon cycle in our sign, Libra, at the very end of our season. And the Mastery of Cups, they don't get swept away and tossed around by whatever's going on around them, emotions or even within them, right? So there's that theme of balance already coming in, about what balance needs our attention. Something out of balance, possibly control, possibly emotions, possibly something involving control that's emotional. It's getting inspired to take a step. You don't have to do all of this at once. The action of coins, or the Knight of Coins, as it traditionally is slow and steady progress to get that devil off your back, to free you from whatever this cage in your life might be. Anything making you feel stuck, bound, weighed down, trapped, scared, right? Regaining control with this Mastery of Cups. Have compassion for yourself too. So what truth is being spoken? Well, let's see what truth is being spoken. Some of you aren't allowing yourself to get excited about taking a next step. That's another thing that could possibly be out of balance. Actually, let's get some surrender cards too. As far as balance, what are we surrendering to? Because before we set our new intentions, we may need to do a little more clearing, energetic clearing. Surrender your desire to control people. So there we are again with this element of, releasing control. It's interesting because if you release control, it's kind of like, in a way, you have more control, or it's a way of showing you have ultimate control by releasing it. So this is about being over controlling, sabotaging things, So to more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. Giving the situation some breathing room. Now, only take what resonates, okay? Just a general reading, right? Surrender to the idea you can fix someone. So very interesting themes popping up here, Libra. And you know, the roles can always be reversed in these readings. The energy can be flipped. So it's like I'm picking up on your energy or someone around you, a situation even. So it's not necessarily you, but yeah, surrender the idea you can fix someone because you can't control people, right? So it says it's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. Libra, this is a card that keeps coming up. And I very much get Six of Swords vibes, that like moving on. But it can be scary, right? It can be scary to move on. That's why we sometimes will cling to things that are unhealthy. That saying, you know, the devil you know, right? No, we don't like that here. Surrender stubbornness. For a second, I thought she was holding a sword. Some of us may not even be aware of where we're being too rigid or fixed, you know? But this is about if you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, observe yourself, right? Step back, be that mastery of cups kind of energy, mastering your emotions. So observe yourself and become more yielding, maybe. That could help you communicate more lovingly with yourself and others. What else do we have? That's it for that. Surrender to play. So take a break from overthinking something. Have some fun. Play is a time of recreation, but it's also a time of rejuvenation. So this new energy. And that, I feel, is when your intuitive abilities could be more accurate and more just really getting more insights in general. And that's when you could get some new ideas, new inspiration. You could get a whole new perspective on something. And what else? Tell us more, please, about this imbalance, possibly one of the 4 key themes in this reading, the imbalance that needs your attention. So it's about prioritizing what matters, right? And releasing what drains you. Kind of like 2 of Pentacles, maybe even 6 of Pentacles. All right. And other cards too. Okay, so forgive yourself here. And as I had already said that, so forgive yourself. Don't become a hostage to the past. That could be the devil, right? They're a hostage in this cage. It's a hostage to the past. Now, what's really fascinating here, Libra, is that's what's coming right after. Don't let the past hold you back. So some of you, bingo, that's the issue. You're keeping yourself in the past because you're berating yourself for your choices, is what's happening potentially. Now, only for some, right? So make amends, forgive your own shortcomings, and keep moving forward for a beautiful future. Set some new intentions for the new you. What else? Quiet your mind. So you could be overthinking something, and there, you know, and it's interesting because it says on here that's not the key to any door, so that's not what's going to free you. And that's interesting because there is the key in the door of the cage there. So take a few breaths. Still the inner chatter. I know that can be hard as a Libra. Let yourself just be, right? Again, maybe you want to surrender to play in some way. I'm getting a name clairaudiently, like a name like Leslie. You have honor your sensitivities. I love seeing the rose here. It's very Venusian, kind of like Libra, you know. And there is that influence because it is the new moon is in Libra, ruled by Venus, right? So this is about your sensitivities being a gift. This is a message we keep getting, Libra. This is putting your hand on your heart and saying, I embrace my loving heart. and release your own critical voices. Wow, we're just getting similar messages, right? Forgive yourself, quiet your mind, honor the fact that you're a sensitive being. That's a gift. And even if it hasn't been appreciated, and release the critical voices within. So when a critical voice says you're not enough, you're too sensitive, counter it with that's not true, and focus on the loving thoughts instead. What else do we have? More tarot, please. So what truth is ready to be spoken is our next question. What truth is ready to be spoken? You have 2 cards. You have the 3 of Cups and you have the 6 of Wands. For some of you, there are too many cooks in that kitchen. You might be giving some of your power away here. Okay, maybe it is time to kind of lean on a community too. So it can be kind of an opposite energy of that too. So it can be that you're giving away your power maybe in some way, and you need to maybe let go of some sort of group dynamic. But and it's interesting because I don't normally get that off these 2 cards, but I'm an intuitive reader. Yes, I'll give you traditional definitions too, but I think it's I prefer to do it intuitively too, because anyone can reiterate, just spew out traditional definitions, right? But anyway, 3 of Cups can be, finding your community and feeling recognized with the 6 of Wands. All right. And something's really going to, I'm actually getting that expression. It'll really tickle your fancy. Now that's not an expression I use. So, but overall it's about bringing in more joy. There's something here though about almost like feeling as though you're not good with groups or relationships or something, kind of like you're kind of being a little too hard on yourself with that. The Knight of Wands here. Some of you may feel that, just there needs to be a little more adventure, a little more creativity. So maybe you do want to work with a group or something. Maybe you do want to, again, it's kind of going back to like having more fun, being a little more free-spirited and lighthearted, and maybe not putting so much pressure on relationships in general. Any kind of relationship, really. It does seem, though, that some of you are going to be honored for your own uniqueness. And that's lovely, I hope that's the truth for all of you. I hope that's true. Yeah, I get kind of mixed messages with those cards because for some, like I said, it feels, which makes sense in a general reading, but it does feel sort of, and maybe I'm picking up on you going back and forth if you want to do something on your own or not. There's almost this energy of like maybe wishing you had that supportive group. All right, what else do we have? Ooh, that was an immediate flip. This has to do with the same one, with the same message here. And this is that 2 of Wands. And so some of you really are needing to take a few things into consideration as you develop a plan. Some of you, it could be a whole new direction in general. I get this energy of like really feeling like you do want to explore something. And I think it's going to give you clarity because you have conclusions are within reach starting out. And then you have the answers you need are coming. I really do feel that getting even just a little bit less rigid with certain things and having a little more fun, being a little more playful maybe, and looking at things as adventures could be helpful. What else do we have? Let's go to quiet your mind and don't let the past hold you back. Whoop, too many. There's so many cards wanting to just fall out. All right. So 2 of Swords. So now you have the 2 of Swords and the 2 of Wands, and you have a decision here. Now, let's not let pride get in the way, especially if there's like something with the past that is done and over with anyway. There's no need to be revisiting that, especially if we're doing that just out of ego pride. Some of you too, it's you could be feeling opposition internally, externally, and that is what's holding you back because you have the quiet, the mind. But this one feels definitely like it's connected to a person. Maybe it's an earth sign, maybe it's a younger kind of energy too. But there's something here about their ego or your ego possibly getting in the way of you making the best decision for you, Libra. So that's one of the truths. So some of you, you need to speak your truth. Because this is the part of the reading where we're focusing on what truth is ready to be spoken. Well, this is about speaking with integrity to restore harmony, but not necessarily to get back together or, return to something. It's more for your own karmic clearing, if you will. What else do we have? What about truth? Some of you are holding back and you're not telling your truth. You're not saying it. Yeah, okay, there's transformation here. Some of you, there needs to just be an ending. You're in some sort of like a holding pattern here with something or someone, and for some of you, it's like you've already evolved. You've already moved on. There's been big transformation here, and so let's not let that come back around. Whatever it's trying to. Maybe it's that devil energy even. Okay, and you have the Ace of Wands. There you go. There is the new beginning. I love this too because it looks to me, even though those are not olives, it kind of looks like, an olive branch in a way. To me anyway. I love olives though, as you know. A lot of you know that. But yeah, this is that new desire, that taking life by the reins, and really going for it. I mean, look at that. It's like once you get over this transformation here, this change, this end of something, that's what we're stepping into now, Libra. Maybe you did some big releasing during that Aries moon, full moon. And now you could be getting, some of you could be getting this sort of flash of inspiration, this, because you started out with the Page of Wands, your very first card, and that is the Page of Inspiration. So you could be getting some exciting news. You could be getting something here that's connected to your freedom too. Maybe you weren't able to free yourself from something in the past, but now you are. And there's the Sacred Feminine here, which is the Empress, Libra. That's our energy. You being in the flow, your creative flow. Some of you are getting your kind of joy for life back. They're giving it to me in French, like joie de vivre or something. And I don't speak French, joie de vivre, or yeah, I don't know. But that's what, I don't know why they're giving me. Maybe you have a connection there to France, Canada, French speaking country in general. But here's the Empress, and this is about nurturing that, bringing in that beauty and harmony, right? Nurturing your ideas, your creative expression and ideas. This is really building upon the fertile grounds that you've planted your seeds in, figuratively, okay? Or maybe you really do have the harvest coming in, and it is harvest time for a lot of us. And it's just being in touch with reality, but also not to the point where, again, you're like so rigid and practical that you're forgetting that you also have this energy of the Mastery of Cups, that very dreamy, intuitive, very delightful kind of energy. Allow yourself to create. And allow yourself to just be, connecting with nature, connecting to what makes you feel good. Maybe you feel good when you smell good, There's something about that here too, because I'm looking at this giant rose and, and just tuning in, tapping into your own gifts. And 3 cards came out. 4 cards came out. Okay. So they just kind of fell in a clump on top here. And I think you could see that. It was within camera range. Barely, but it was there. So you have the Nurturer of Swords. So this is the Queen of Swords, Libra. That's you. And this is so this is about working through your fears, honoring your sensitivity, and realizing that maybe you are being a little rigid, right? I just spoke about that. So the Queen of Swords, this, what's interesting too with the owl here? The owl can represent, their necks are very flexible. So it could be that you're needing to be a little more flexible about how you're seeing things. Some of you are going to be getting new clarity, new information, new wisdom. It's coming in with this new moon. It's a new cycle of growth and growing, and look what it's leading to. You have a 9 of coins here. There she is in her garden. She's trained the bird. which shows that she has focus. So Libra, you can do this. You can do something. This is self-sufficiency, right? She's enjoying it looks like cherry blossoms, but I could be wrong anyway. It just very, very relaxed kind of energy, right? Similar to that sacred feminine energy of the Empress. Really a card, an energy of abundance. And you know what? That's how it's supposed to be. You're meant to be in this energy of feeling the abundance and feeling your connection to all that is. And maybe you help others do the same. Maybe you're an inspiration to many. Maybe you're hoping to be, but because I do get that energy coming in with it. But you also have the messenger of coins. So this is good news regarding your finances, possibly, or even your health. This can be good news regarding something in the 3D, something to do with your resources. It's like your patience paying off, your diligence and hard work paying off with the messenger of coins, page of coins. And that's right. And guess what? It's because you've earned it, Libra. You've earned it. And some of you stayed true to your vision. You've held yourself to in high regard, and you've stayed true to you, right? You've lived in integrity. And that's the advice here too. So this is, again, speaking that truth, living with integrity. And I do get karmic clearing off this justice card. I don't always get that with justice card, but I do get that, that good you've put out, some of that is being returned to you. And that's what's leveling these scales for you, Libra. For some of you, it's the first time you're going to be feeling this way too. It's like a whole new, it feels like a big shift. Mm-hmm. And it's just, again, it's because you've overcome something. You've worked through it. And not just that, you then showed back up to life ready and to really, to grow, to glow, to expand, right? To continue. What else do we have? The answers you need are coming, releasing the critical voices, surrendering to play. For Libra, please, Strength card. And Libra, this is another energy of like compassion, right? Release those critical voices. Be more loving to yourself. Focus on the loving thoughts. You're gonna have to overcome some of this negative thinking and some of this negative talk. Okay, that's your job. All right, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. That's up to you, Libra. Maybe you weren't the reason why you are so hard on yourself. Maybe that's something that was, you've dealt with over and over, and that's just how you are. But like, you can change your behavior and you can change your thought patterns. With the Seven of Swords. This is an energy of like, lately we get the Seven of Swords like every reading now. And it really feels to me as though it's because we've been kind of like tricking ourselves into believing something that's not true. Maybe we've been running away from something too, because like that's allowing us to avoid something altogether, running away from the truth in some way. And then you have the sacred masculine, oh my gosh, in the Action of Cups. So again, it's you being a loving leader over your Libra life. Love alliteration. But here's the Emperor, right? Being that authority, being in control, but lovingly. And you know what? It's a lot easier to really go ahead and like be this Emperor kind of energy when you actually believe in what you're doing and your mission and everything, whatever you want to call it, if it's a mission or not, or when you believe in what you're doing, it really, things just flow better. I'm not explaining this great, I don't think, but because the Knight of Cups or Action of Cups, they wear their heart on their sleeve, right? So it's an interesting Emperor, because the Emperor won't necessarily wear their heart on their sleeves, but they're really solid leader. Like, this is like really good leader. energy. This is really being an authority in one's life. This is a card of like respect. Everyone respects that emperor and they demand it, right? Or it's like, boom, you're out. You will respect, right? But because think of it as, all four kings. But this page of cups, like they do what feels right. So here you have this very powerful figure who's following one's heart, right? They're following their bliss. They're following their dream. For some of you, you have a Prince Charming coming in, or Princess Charming, whatever you want to say. And I know that's going to be hard for some of you to believe, but that's what we have. And that can be where the lie is, like that you're not, where you're not realizing that how other people do want you for the job, the role, the partnership of any kind. I get for some of you, like you're not seeing your own sacredness. You haven't really been honoring it maybe in some ways. And it's something I feel we're all working on. So that's another, something else that's coming in. Now let's go into intentions that could align you with peace. What can help us align with the energy of peace? How can we create inner and outer harmony, serenity, beauty in general? We're going to just go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. So again, there's this end to heartbreak. Okay. That's some of you. It's not that difficult. It's like, what intention? Well, ending things that hurt, putting an end to the pain and the needless suffering. There's that. For others, that came out, that just need to be spoken about right away. So that's one. Another way, Libra, 2 of coins is, yeah, I mean, this is amazing because we're looking at themes of balance and harmony and things and intentions in general. And this is about knowing what to focus on. Knowing what to focus on is really good. More of the good stuff and less of that stuff that's not helping, right? That blaming yourself, less of that and more of, hey, compassion. We all make mistakes, or, throwing down that idea that, you'll never have closure, or you'll never have this, or you'll never have that. Get rid of that, right? It's like, no, instead of maybe you just don't have it right now, but how can you bring it in? What's the plan here? And realizing that you're the one who gets to make the choice, ultimately. Now, the Mastery of Swords, with quieting the mind here, get clear, live your truth, be that authority, and possibly, Libra, maybe you haven't been doing what is best for you, and you've been catering more to others, the needs of others, or to this old version of yourself, right? This is being very clear that you're the authority here. You are the one in control. You have what it takes. And we have the 10 of coins here, focusing on long-term stability, security. Focus on who and what really matters to create inner and outer peace. All right. And our final question, support that's available. What kind of energies are supporting Libra with this new moon as far as everything we've talked about? This is a really deep reading. I know a lot of the readings are, most of them are, but this one is like, wow, it's really, I mean, a lot of you are really feeling this energy of the moon here. Wow. Okay. And there's Temperance. Okay. So support that's available to you. Something doesn't necessarily have to be rushed. And maybe there is harmony that's already with you, or this again, it's like balance and self-control when Temperance comes in. Maybe you've been able to find, whenever I see this card too, I think of that middle path, because usually there's that path behind them. And it makes me think of like something that hasn't been considered, especially when we're feeling as though we have to rush. There could be just, chaos around, or feeling as though you have to go to extremes, and maybe you don't. So something to consider, right? As all of this, just something to consider. And also Libra, usually they have the two cups, they're going back and forth. Remember, you have a lot of twos here, and you have justice, which 11, that's 1 and 1 is 2. So lots of twos, a lot of like, generosity kind of flowing both ways. So something to think about. And, is there reciprocity actually happening for you, Libra, in a certain situation? What else for Libra, please? The 8 of Wands. Getting that energy moving again. And that's what's clarifying that. Don't let your past hold you back. So some of you have some new energy coming in. It could be in the form of a person or an idea, but that energy is getting unstuck. That's what's coming in with this new moon for you. You're freeing yourself. You're getting unstuck. The wheels aren't going to be spinning in the mud anymore. It's like you're getting that little like push from the universe if you want to take advantage of it. But that's news arriving. Some of you have news coming in. You have so many messengers pages, right? You have knights who are like, take action. You've got, you have the 8 of Wands. You have, the action of Wands, the page of Wands. You have all this motion, all this activation happening. Brilliant activation is happening for some of you. You could get flooded with new ideas. And I will say, you could find yourself in the spotlight, whether you want it or not. But you have news arriving. We'll get more information on that too, but let's see what else we have. What support is available for Libra? What else? Oh, okay. Mastery of Coins. That's King of Pentacles energy. Some of you have a new resource, and it could be in the form of an actual person. But this is somebody who is a wise investor. Maybe you've been looking for support or an investor. That could come in, Libra, with this new moon energy. And it's not just the day of the new moon, right? And let me remind you, we're still in that eclipse energy. So this could take a little while to play out. But there's a frog here, or toad. That's good fortune. That's what this is right here. Good fortune. And I'm laying this down on top of the justice, the messenger of coins, the 10 of coins. And I do think, because it can go either way. It's sort of like, well, no, and then there's the 9 of coins and the Queen of Swords. But the part that could go either way is, I feel like a lot of this feels very entrepreneurial to me. But you might need to rely on some other party to help get it going, to like invest, like this King of Coins, or, I'm getting with the elephants here. You could have this new resource in some way. And again, all those twos, it makes me think that you have this news of a partnership in some way, or just some sort of, it could be some sort of teamwork. But ultimately, Libra, there's at the very root of this, it's still you being more independent is the result or the goal. And I say it's the result and the goal because it's like, that's great. It's the fact that I'm picking up on it being a goal and a result of you being self-sufficient, you having more resources. So you have new resources. I would say, news of a new resource is definitely coming in with this new moon. And it's going to be different. It doesn't have to, when I say resources, it doesn't have to just be money, right? It could be a variety of things, but there's good news, new news, good news coming in with this new moon. If you've been in a state of, kind of like in flux, it seems as though that's going to be cleared out with this new cycle starting. I love this, Libra. And you have the, did I even talk about, no, okay, you didn't have an Ace of Cups. I thought you had an Ace of Cups. Oh my gosh. And remember I said that 6 of Swords is the energy. I was feeling that 6 of Swords with that you can't fix someone. There you are. It's like you're moving on and with your integrity intact, right? Going forward and look what you're heading towards. Yeah, some of it's a little unknown and maybe scary, right? The clouds here. But look, there's a rainbow too. And sometimes, yeah, it's like traveling through that storm to get to that rainbow and that pot of gold. You have a new resource coming in. Ace of Cups. There it is. No, Ace of Coins, sorry. Ace of Coins, Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. A clump came out too, and I'm not going to read it. The top one I saw, it was 7 of Coins, and that's like you starting to see some sort of growth, maybe, right? Starting to see that patience, the perseverance paying off. But you have this Ace of Coins. That's that seed of opportunity that you can plant wherever you'd like, because you have a big opportunity coming in. Something new, I'm telling you, and it's not just because it's a new moon reading. I don't get this for every new moon reading, but there is definitely a new resource here. This big fat pentacle coming in. Could be new income. It could be just a new investment, a new opportunity, someone wanting to invest in you, work with you, be with you. It could be so many different things, right? But again, the main messages here are, yes, there are conclusions within reach, you ending something. You've got to forgive yourself, okay? Don't let the past hold you back. Quiet that mind. Quiet those voices that are mean to you, whether they're yours or someone else's. Because we can't force somebody and control other people, we let that go, right? Then we move on. We free ourselves from it. Surrendering to any sort of things where you're being too stubborn, right? Which could be affecting things. Honoring your own sensitivities, working through your fears, Libra. These are all themes with this new moon. It's allowing that newness to come in. It's allowing this new cycle to start, this new opportunity. And also we're releasing those critical voices and knowing that those answers are coming. You have something good coming in. I think you're going to like what you see, what you hear, what you get. The sun is shining on Libra, regardless of if we have that card in here or not. Now, what else do we have for the Libra collective? Because it seems to be such a focus on resources, let's see what we have with the, this is a card by Midnight or deck by Midnight Oracle. And this is the back of it. This is when she didn't write the names of the decks on the back. Now she does, I think. So for some of them anyway. So let's see what we have. She's on Etsy, Midnight Oracle. Whoa, too many. So we're not taking all of these that fell out, okay? But one of them did flip over in here. And it's timing. And you have gifts. Oh my gosh. Remember I said something, I do get this message because I was kind of connecting it to temperance too. Like maybe the patience and having to be patient and the delay is a gift in some way. Like there's a reason this news was stalled until now. There's a reason it didn't happen before. It's kind of like maybe, like I said, like you missed an opportunity, but then you have this tremendous opportunity coming in that's better than what you expected. So here we have timing on this card. So it's all in the timing right now. And pull another card to see if you need to do it now. Wait, okay. Reflection. This is so you have time to reflect. Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much. That makes total sense because look, the Temperance card, reflecting. In the pool, right? Pool of consciousness, we could say. So take time. I can't believe how much how this fits. I could have drawn anything, right? We could have drawn influence. We could have gone guidance. We could have wealth, movement, all these different cards. But no, they're saying the reason something's been stalled is reflection. So take the time to revisit the past, figure out what you want to do. Knowing what you don't like will show you what you truly want. That's what it's all been about, Libra. That's why these gifts have been delayed. This golden nugget coming in. All right. This is about you uncovering new talents or again, a partnership or a resource or something that will land you new work, a better position. So you could get more money with a deal of some kind as well. I'm not making this up. It's literally on these cards. All right. Okay, Libra, that is amazing. I'm wishing you all the very best, honestly. Let's get a few. Well, no, Let's get some advice now using the Moonology Manifestations deck, please, for Libra. Oh, this is 88. Okay, sign of enlightenment. It was in this deck. So you've achieved wisdom and find success. There you go, Libra. 88. I didn't realize this is basically turning into another career and money reading, potentially, not definitely, but there's a lot of that kind of vibe here. But again, yeah, resources don't just have to be money. Yeah, a week ago, I did your reading for career money. But anyway, Moonology Manifestation, what do we have for Libras? Libras, please. Leave the past behind. You know what I was hearing clairaudiently when I was shuffling? Leave the past. No, it wasn't leave the past. I heard the past is the past. That's what I heard. The past is the past. And then we pull leave the past behind. Leave the past behind. Don't let it hold you back, right? What else for Libra? Forgive. Libra, I cannot believe this. You're getting the same messages over and over. Different decks, different creators, all different. Look at, but same message. Forgive, whether it's yourself or someone else, right? Freeing yourself from that energy of being attached to something that you didn't want to happen. That's why it's forgiveness is involved, right? Step into your power, Libra. Yes, please. Step into your power. You can do this. And step up and lead. Libra, I love this for you. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, if you're here often, please subscribe or watch, like the video, hype the video, comment. It all really does help. And if you want to look at paid ways, there's information down below in a comment. Okay. But never expected, always appreciated. But all right, Libra. Now let's get you some animal healing cards. We'll wrap this up for you. Happy new moon in our sign. Maybe you're here because Libra is your moon sign. Maybe. Bald eagle. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this for the reason that I was thinking, soar above drama. I was getting very much eagle energy, and that can be part of eagle. And so now here it actually is. Bald eagle is now coming out. Card 9, observer, root chakra. See your situation from a higher point of view. Let spirit guide your next steps and trust the wisdom of your higher self. I just feel like you've known something for a long time, Libra. It's just a matter of like clearing out whatever's been stopping you from fully pursuing or being pursued. Because I feel some of you are just getting this gift, this opportunity. And you deserve it. I'm not saying, oh, you just get it handed to you. No, I feel like you more than deserve this happiness, this new abundance. What else, Libra? 33. What do you know? Sign of blessings. It's unreal. It's great. I won't say it's unreal. This is reality. Embrace it. You have blessings coming in, Libra. Card 33. Your angels bring peace, love, and illumination for the lovely Libra collective. I want to see if there are any other symbols, signs, anything that we want to get into. I don't think so. I think that's it. So thank you so very much for being here. I'm wishing you the very best. Happy new moon, Libra.